It's Thursday, November 26th, and time for your Barbados Today Evening News Update. Like COVID-19, crime is a public health problem. So says Professor of Management and Organizational Behavior at the University of the West Indies, Cave campus, Dr. Dwayne Devonish. He expressed a view while presenting the findings of his 2018 study, The Social Cost of Crime, via Zoom today. The study interviewed just over 1,000 residents from low, middle and high-income areas across the 11 parishes in Barbados. Professor Devonish said the study focused on violent and personal crimes such as robbery, burglary and theft. He said the findings reveal that Barbadians are very concerned about crime.
Clearly from the survey, and this was done in 2018, as I said, during the April to June period, the majority of Barbadians had a negative outlook. So we pretty much asked Barbadians about their outlook of crime, and this is the crime situation in general, all right? And we give them options. It was again a subjective metric of what we call perceived crime in a country. So majority of them, over 70%, indicated that the crime situation was very bad or bad, so on the bad point of the scale. Now, we actually delved further in terms of the types of crimes that they were more concerned about. You can clearly see here that gun-related and drug-related crimes were especially touted as ones that they were perceived to be increases in by the community or by the residents. And we asked residents about what you think about the causes of these crimes. And you can see clearly here that the top three, again, all perceptual, unemployment garnered 57%, the drug trade and the gains from that trade, 32%, and then the general economic environment.
In other news this Tuesday, former employees of the Accra Beach Hotel today protested in front of the South Coast property, demanding answers about their severance pay. Our Kareem Smith has the story.
Behind me are scenes from another episode in what's beginning to seem like a never-ending series of protests involving frustrated hotel workers demanding their severance pay. This one unfolded just outside the Accra Beach Hotel and Spa, where former employees lined the streets for approximately 3 hours, venting their frustration.
We are here because of the injustices that we think that this hotel has done to us. In simple words, simple as that. We are here because we didn't have a choice. I'll say the majority of employees were forced to file for severance. It's just basically simple ABC. There was no communication from the hotel with the employees. The time was approaching after the layoff period is over and done with, and we felt that was the only way of action to file for severance. We did that. We filed for severance. But the problem is we were not told anything. The government has a program in place that they've put for hotels and for all attractions, all the associations with the tourism industry. And we got the impression that the hotel would not be going into that program. We were all willing to go with the program and get the 80%. We were losing 20% of our pay, so it would be a 20% pay reduction. We are willing to take that. We never wanted to be severed. We wanted to be employed.
The main important thing here is communication. No one communicated to us about severance, anything. And then you had people here that do over 20 years, that if they start in December and January, March come, they only get like $400 or $500. Other people may come here 2 years. They start in April, they get a full set of vacation money. And the last thing we got was to bring back our name tag. Whatever we had come for, our lockers will be clear and everything will be out. They haven't treated us fairly at all. Purely, it's ridiculous. And from management standpoint, no one come out and say anything.
My main reason for being here this morning is to find out some information from Accra regarding if I am going to get my severance, if it will be paid by Accra or if they are going to pass on to the national insurance. I'm not hearing anything from them. Secondly, I also wanted to know, previous to this, filing my severance, I didn't hear anything from Accra, so I had to go along and follow the laws of the Barbados as a democratic society and file my severance. I was made to understand that the management of Accra say that all those persons who file for their severance, they will not be rehiring. So therefore my job was not secured. So it was best that I filed for my severance. So today I want to find out from Accra what is going to happen with my severance payment.
The Caribbean's largest water park is set to open here by weekend. Officials from Rascals Water Park Inc. at Brandon's Beach, St. Michael, is expected to complete the work by tomorrow morning. Team leader at Rascals, Robert Myers, told Barbados Today the water park and Rascals Beach Bar and Restaurant have been created for people of all ages to enjoy.
I've done it for the people, and then when the tourists come back, they can share it as well. But first and foremost, the people. People's Park, as I say. And our motto is exclusive fun for everyone. No, we're making it affordable. We're just about to join Barb, so all our locals can get their discounts. We do family memberships. We're going to work with the old, the young, the colleges, the schools, company motivation, and look forward to having a wonderful partnership.
Nigel Thomas of Aquafund Parts and Products says the new attraction will be a big plus for tourism and the local economy.
From our experience in the past, even a small size park is phenomenal, for attracting tourism, creating jobs and a knock-on effect in the local community. A park of this size, I guarantee, will be absolutely fantastic, not just for Barbados but also for Brandon's Beach and the operators. We've met a lot of nice young guys that will be working here as lifeguards. Rascals itself is going to be opening soon, so it's a great for the economy, it's great for local tourism, and it's a great attraction.
Female visitors were diagnosed with COVID-19 after undergoing second tests. The cases were identified among the 405 tests conducted Wednesday by the Besta Santos Public Health Laboratory. There are a 52-year-old who arrived on British Airways on November 20, a 48-year-old who came in on an American Airlines flight on November 23, and a 30-year-old who arrived via American Airlines on November 24. All three were asymptomatic. As a result, there are now 13 persons in isolation, bringing the number of confirmed cases to 266, 140 females and 126 males. Meanwhile, 3 patients left isolation today, bringing the number of recoveries to 246.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news, Antigua and Barbuda has a new education minister. Darrell Matthew took the oath of office this afternoon. The development comes in the heels of news that his predecessor, Michael Brown, was arrested and charged. Government has not disclosed the charges, but the Prime Minister instructed the Governor General to revoke Brown's appointment. Minister Matthew says the circumstances surrounding his appointment are unfortunate, but he will do his best to improve the education system.
We're certainly not under the circumstances that I would have preferred. However, I do commit and pledge to do my best in this ministry, these additional responsibilities. I recognize that to whom much is given, much is expected. And as you indicated, Governor General, we are indeed living in very difficult times, particularly where education is concerned and the circumstances under which education is being administered. And so I fully intend to take your advice and your counsel and to use the benefit of your experience to make you the citizens of Antigua and Barbuda, my family, and certainly all those who have expressed confidence in me.
Further afield, Americans today celebrated a Thanksgiving Day transformed by the coronavirus pandemic. As we hear this report from Reuters Television, more families have been seeking assistance to receive food.
So the demand for food assistance is far higher this Thanksgiving than any Thanksgiving in the past. both because of the pandemic and so many people who are laid off their jobs, furloughed, or permanently losing their jobs.
For local Flood, who runs this Los Angeles food bank, this is a Thanksgiving like no other. COVID-19 and the joblessness it has caused are forcing families to look for help in unprecedented numbers.
For this Thanksgiving, we purchased 7 truckloads of turkeys for distribution compared to 3 last year.
Food insecurity is affecting millions of households across the United States. Times have been tough for Mazzy O'Leary's family, but they've still been trying to give help as much as they have to seek it.
We've been getting some, grab and go food supplies from schools, just to help to be able to kind of feed our kids too. But then there's some leftovers that we also share with our neighbors and with teachers who are in need. So we've been doing that, and whatever that we can make or bake, we've been donating those food too.
Los Angeles resident Beatriz Fernandez says things haven't been easy, but she still finds much to be thankful for.
I'm grateful for everything, but particularly because we're healthy. Unfortunately, we will be alone because we can't be with our families.
According to Feeding America, prior to the pandemic, about 35 million Americans lived in food insecure households. That number could hit 50 million by the end of the year.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.